What's up guys, got the Segway GT3. I'm gonna unbox and review this new scooter by Segway. So I've reviewed several of their scooters, the best one being the GT2. This is not a GT2 replacement. There is another version coming that's more like a GT2 replacement, but this one's still very fast. I'm like taking out the wrong parts. This one's still very fast. It goes up to 31 miles an hour. It's 2400 watts of max power from the motors. So it comes with 4 style plugs and a charger. We'll start with the charger. It's 100 to 240 volts and the output is 209 watts. And we have the US plug right here. This is the one that I'm going to use, and it comes with 3 other style plugs that I'm not sure which countries use, but these are the plug styles so you guys could see for yourself. It also comes with a whole bunch of manuals. We got important information, we got product manual right here, and we have more instructions in here, also in different languages. We get a QR code for the Segway Ninebot app, and we get a little quick start guide right here. And then we get some Allen wrenches right here. We get the tire inflator extender, which makes it easier for a pump to pump the tires. We also get a hook and the Allen screws for the handlebar right here, inside here. Alright, so let's take a closer look. We got the rear tail light. This is all plastic. This is metal right here. This feels like it's plastic. This feels like it's plastic, but it's probably covering a metal. There's metal inside. Disc brakes, pretty thick rotor right here. Pretty thick tires right there, self-healing and everything. We have a pretty good sized deck, so let me put my foot right here. So, yeah, pretty decent sized deck right there. Charger goes right here. Plugs in right there, good to go. Put that back, snaps in, which is nice. We got a pretty strong kickstand, pretty beefy. Look at the suspension right there, pretty beefy right there. So this is supposed to be a hydraulic suspension. We got the disc brakes in the front. We have that signature Segway look that I think they introduced with the GT3 Pro. So we have the folding mechanism where you basically just push up and then pull this down. I'll show you guys that in a second. It doesn't clip on though. We have a reflector, we got the lights right there, and oh, we also have, if I turn on the indicators, it turns on, that turns on, similar to the GT2. It actually kind of looks like a GT2 from here a little bit, other than the transparent display. Obviously it's not as fast as well, and we'll go over the controls in a sec. You can also, I imagine, hang bags from here if I go to the store. For the controls, we have our rear disc brake, we have our front disc brake, we have the horn. Sounds kind of like a car. We have our signal indicators right here. And then we have the, this is, you could turn on the lights, put on high beam, low beam, auto headlights on and off, headlights off. Regular, high beam, signal, signal, brake. And then this is for the cruise control. It says not allowed. This is how you turn it on and off. So you hold that, it's currently on right now. And then this is what you do to switch between the modes. So currently in race, then we're in walk, eco, sport, race. Now in the app, I set it to a kickstart. So you need to go at least 1.8 miles an hour for it to start. However, if you put it in walk mode, be careful with the throttle because it actually it goes in walk mode. But in the other modes like race or anything, you actually need to kick it off. And then in race mode, if you hit this, it can actually go to boost mode basically. So there's that. So very similar to the GT2, and then we have the throttle response right here. Overall, it feels really nice. I do wish the screen was a little brighter though. This is the Segway Ninebot app. You register with this, and then you could control a whole bunch of stuff here. So you got some options over here. We could click on the dashboard, gives us some info, and basically how much battery we have, and depending on the mode we're in, it'll actually give us a different range. So if I put it in Eco, it should go up, and then if I change it to Sport, basically, and Race, it should go down. So it takes a second. Well, there it is. Took a second, but it updates, which is cool. Okay, and then power off, power on settings. This is so you can set a locking function if you want to set a code. So you could set a digital code lock or a pattern code lock if you wanted to. Abnormality alert, so basically if it detects something, you could make a sound basically. Locating my vehicle, so you could add this to the Apple Find My function, which I'll enable. Auto power off, if you've just left it on, it turns off in a few minutes. Traction control on and off, park on slope off. Choose the speed mode, so you can have it not display in mode. So if I don't want Sport to show up, I'll just go from Eco basically to Race directly. Or I could leave Sport on basically, and you could customize each one to show you guys how fast each one can go, so you could control the maximum speed. And then energy recovery is basically the regen braking. I have it on standard. It comes defaulted to weak. Brake priority means once you apply the brakes, it cuts engine power. Lighting effect, this is where you can set brighter when braking, or you could do flash when braking, which is, it's nice that option's there. It's not absolutely necessary, but direction indicator sounds, so basically I could turn it off where it just signals without any noise. App function tone, scheduled charging before each charge if you want to schedule something, and charging limit. This is the one thing I recommend. So I did charge it up to 100, but it's, if you want to increase battery life, you don't charge it more than 80% on a daily. So that's what I have the other one set to. And then dashboard settings, Imperial or metric. I'm used to Imperial, and there it is. So to fold the scooter, you basically just pull this up, push this down, and then there's nothing that clips onto it. Just kind of just rests over here, and it kind of makes sense because the scooter's pretty heavy. And then taking it back up, and then you're done. All right, so I'm on the GT3. I'm about to hit my first real hill. We're gonna see how well it does. I'm going 31 miles an hour on race mode. We're gonna see how well it climbs this hill. I'm sure it's gonna climb it just fine. I just wanna see how much I'm gonna slow down by. 24 miles an hour. 23. So pretty good overall. I mean, it did slow down, but it's still taking me up pretty easily. It's not like I need to slow down or zigzag or anything. And I'm a little over 200 pounds, which is around 92 kilos. So I have like a small backpack on with like a few things inside, so adds a couple more pounds there. The suspension is a bit on the more stiff side, and I think it's designed like that on purpose to handle the speeds better. So the faster you go on a scooter, you don't want like a bouncy suspension. But so far it's still stable. Going 31, keeping up 31, still feels stable. It's not as stable as the Segway GT2. The GT2 was more stable, and mostly because it's a bigger, heavier scooter. I like to slow down here just in case, even though this is technically a one-way. So this thing also has regen brakes. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind, but there's a lot of wind in the background. But it has regen brakes, and the regen brakes, I set it on standard. So you could have it on off, weak, or standard. I have it on standard, which is basically the strongest one. Eco mode. Acceleration is very calm on eco mode. It's not super fast, and looks like 15 is the top. 15 miles an hour. Okay. Now let's go to sport. So sport should reach 31 miles an hour. We'll see if I can reach it before I get to that mini hill. 27, 8, 29, 30, 31. Okay, so right before this hill. Race mode. So race mode, the acceleration feels faster. It's not that it's like uber fast, but it's decently fast. Again, I'm comparing it to scooters within its price range. Compared to a budget scooter, this is really fast, acceleration wise. 30 and 31. 31. Okay. Do a brake test. Yeah, brakes are strong. All right, now let's do it on boost. Let's see what happens with boost. All right. A little bit stronger than race. $30. It's like we're capping out at like 30. 31. So it takes forever from 30 to 31. See how it says not ready? When I hit boost again, it says, okay, now it says boosting and it's climbing. So it takes a little bit. Try a little grass run. Okay, it has no problem going over the grass. I wasn't even going fast and I had no issues. All right, let's drop it off the curb. Okay. The front was really soft, but the back was like not as soft. So we're gonna hit a downhill right now. We'll see how well it does on the downhill. I imagine it's gonna do just fine. It's gonna feel stable, but we'll see. Overall, I mean, it's like it's like a mini Segway GT2. That's like the best way of describing it. Not as fast, not as big, not as powerful. Still pretty stable. Not as stable as the GT2, but still pretty stable. I mean, it's like super windy. I'm going 30 miles an hour right now, and it doesn't feel like I'm going 30 miles an hour. 31. It looks like this might be the top speed, 31 miles an hour. Hopefully this car doesn't go, because I'm yeah, so full throttle the whole way. So it just shows you how stable the scooter is. Man, it is super windy right now. Obviously it's windy because I'm also going 31 miles an hour, but maybe it's just me because I don't even see the trees moving. Yeah, but like I've been holding the throttle down this whole time, all the way, 31 miles an hour, and not an issue. Overall, I mean, it's a really good scooter. It's just pretty much what I would expect from Segway. All right, let's try the sidewalk a little bit. You can feel, it feels much faster when you're on the sidewalk. All right, so I have to slow down to do these turns. That could also be a user thing. All right, slow down, make sure there's no cars coming. No, it's really good. I like it. All right, this is the craziest hill, and we're gonna try it from a stop. We're gonna see if it can make it. I should have came here first when I had a full battery, but let's just see. It's struggling. Only the premium scooter. Oh, I have to zigzag. I should have came here. I should have done boost, and I should have done full. Should have came here when the battery was full. But it is making it up this hill. It made it up the hill. Not super elegantly, but it made it up. This is the hardest hill to make up. If you can make it up this hill, you have won. All right, so let's wrap up the review. This was the hardest hill that I'm like, I only try this with like scooters that, I was gonna say super scooters. Technically, this is a super scooter, but I only try this with like the premium scooters. I don't try this with the budgets because they can't make it up this hill. I mean, I would have to come at full speed. I can't try it at a stop. Whereas with this one, I actually tried it at a stop and it made it. And let's see. There it is. Excellent brakes. Excellent brakes. All right, so let's wrap up. So overall, scooter's really good. It made it up that super hill. I mean, honestly, it's a really good scooter. Just depends, like, you know, if you want to spend the retail price of $1,700 in the US for this thing, that's the main question. Because is the scooter good? Yeah, it is. The brakes are really good. It feels premium. It feels like it's one piece. It's like legit. It's like high quality. It's a high quality scooter. I really like it. Are there better scooters? Yes. Is the GT2 better than this? Yes, it is, absolutely. But it also costs more than this as well. So we're gonna see how the GT3 performance, how that works out. Let me actually, are there cars on the street? Because the sidewalk is getting, let me just go on the street. It's just so much easier to be on the street. I don't like riding on the sidewalks. I just go on the sidewalks sometimes if I'm forced to, or just to try out the scooter, just to see how it bumps, how the bumps are and everything. But it's good. And check it out, we're going 31 miles an hour. It feels so stable. You know, the GT2 feels more stable than this, but the GT2 is like out of this world stable. Just because it's such a big, heavy scooter. This one's also pretty big and heavy, but not GT2 big and heavy. Let's try one last hill. But yeah, overall, I like the scooter. The suspension, it feels a little more sporty. It's like the bumps are soft, but they're sporty. Like you could kind of feel it. It's kind of a little bit like a sports car where you can kind of feel the road a little bit. So it feels like that. The deck is nice and wide. It's comfortable. Handlebar, everything just feels solid, premium. I could see the screen now. It's not like super sunny. It would be nicer if the screen was a little brighter. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Oh, let me know, guys, if you guys want me to do a full range test on this thing in sport mode or race mode. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, do what needs to be done. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.